Hey folks, this is going to be a non-VR video. One of the things I've been doing fairly recently since the beginning of July is playing a lot of Elite Dangerous, so I'm actually going to play some of that because I'm about to hit Elite status in trading for the first time. Well, only time for at least this particular character. I've had this game for a number of years, since right before I got my HTC Vive Pre. I played the game very briefly at the Steam VR Developer Showcase, and I liked the game, but I couldn't play it. I played on keyboard and mouse, I played on Xbox controller, I couldn't get the handle of the tutorials. It was kind of a nightmare for me. But back at the beginning of July, I got a X52 HOTAS controller, and with that controller, I was able to play much better after I practiced. So I got through the tutorials, I started playing the game, and now I'm about to reach Elite status. So one of the things that I really didn't want to do is use guns in the game. So the only lasers I've used was to get what's called a Guardian Frameshift Drive booster. Otherwise, throughout the game, I just played the game. I've been trading mostly polymers as a commodity in a couple of systems. Right now I'm trading between Gaiamban and Muri. And I also traded between Shauna and Malakudi. And otherwise, it was just, playing the game. Not getting hit by a space station. Which is about to happen. But didn't, thankfully. So, right now I'm using a Type 9 spaceship without any shields. Probably not the smartest idea on Earth when you're at a space station that kind of rotates on an axis and has these giant hammer legs. But I didn't get hit, I don't think. Let's take a look. Nope, hull is at 100%, so we're good there. Anyway, I've been playing the game for a couple of months. I started out with a starter ship. I moved into a hauler. I hauled actually this same route for a very small period of time. I switched to a Type 7 freighter because it had a little bit more cargo room. I ended up selling that back because I needed money. And I've done a ton of other trading. Right now, like I said, I'm in a Type 9. I also had a Python, which I've kept all of these other ships. I have a Python that's kind of just like a mid-range, medium-sized trading ship. I've also done a little bit of exploration with that ship. And then I also have a Asp Explorer, which I actually earned the money for the Asp Explorer using a term called Road to Riches, using my hauler. And I love the Asp Explorer, but I'm actually going on a huge expedition, and it was recommended that I use another ship, the Krait Phantom, which is only available in the Elite Dangerous Horizons expansion. And I'll be embarking on that actually later today, Sunday the 25th of August. I'm going on a mission called the Stellar Unknown, which is actually going to take me kind of in a very roundabout way all the way out to the east of the Milky Way, and then back up and loop around to the center of the Milky Way galaxy to a black hole called Sagittarius A. So that's actually going to be a 3-month event, and I committed to that because I really love exploration in this game. I've gone to systems that I recognize from astronomy, I recognize from findings and science, and I love the fact that this game has a true to scale but not necessarily accurate version of the Milky Way galaxy. And this game has really helped me to relax. I've had some illness really throughout 2019, but I've had to sit up and not really do a whole lot in the past couple of months. So this game not only provides a distraction for me so that I can have a little bit less discomfort, but it's also really been engaging for me and kind of relaxing, even though sometimes pirates attack, or I crash into the hammers on the outside of a space station, things of that nature. I will say, I have played around 165-ish hours of the game now. I've only lost 3 ships. I lost an Asp Explorer because one time I tried to mine. I don't use guns, as I mentioned before. I tried using mining lasers, got attacked by a pirate, got blown up, and decided maybe mining's not my thing. And then, since I've been using the Type 9, which the reason I'm using the Type 9 freighter is because it holds 784 tons of cargo, so I'm actually clearing almost 7 million credits every time I do this run, and you'll see the run a couple of times as I play. So, this run has earned me, I think I'm at around 725 million credits right now. So I can afford pretty much any ship I want to. Maybe not the highest rated modules in the ship, but pretty much any ship in the game that I want. And if something happens, I can certainly pay the insurance costs to rebuy and replace whatever ship crashes. So I kind of pride myself that I've only had 3 minor incidents. Obviously, killing a Type 9, which is a pretty expensive ship, it's about, I think, 5.5 million credits to replace, but I make more than that each time I'm doing this run, so I'd rather run without the shields and maybe hit a space station or get blown up by a pirate or something of that nature along the way. But I love that this game gives you the ability to do these things. Like right now, I'm basically just a space trucker. I'm about to buy some cargo from Tron Orbital. And this is actually, I made another video. This is actually pretty much the same thing that I was doing in the other video too, except with a much larger ship, a much larger quantity. I'm only spending 60,000 credits here, and I end up making a profit of around 6.9 million credits at the other station that I'm about to fly back to. And these systems are extremely close together. The place that I'm going to is, again, Murray. It's only 5.49 light years away. It's one of the closest systems to the location that I'm currently in. And I am currently at 97% Tycoon. So a couple more runs and I'm going to hit 100%, which turns me to Elite status. Elite gives me access to the Founders World system, and I believe like a sticker emblem for my ship, showing that I'm only a trader. The exploration mission I'm about to go on later today actually is probably going to make me elite as an explorer. And that's probably as far as I'm going to go in rank. I don't want to be elite in combat, but I will absolutely continue playing this game. It's been a lot of fun, and it's something that, like I said, it's almost therapeutic. It's distracting me from the illness I've had for the past month or so, which thankfully is going to be resolved sometime in the next couple of months for sure. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and let the game play in the background here for a while. I may comment here and there, but I wanted to give a little bit of an explanation as to why this video exists. And now I'm going to go fly my ship until I hit 100% and capture that on video as an elite trader. And I keep going into boost instead of actually frameshift drive, which is kind of like a warp drive in the game.
Have a safe journey.
And I've gone on a lot of adventures thanks to friends' recommendations. I purchased the Horizons expansion actually because a friend said, you know, it's really cool to land on planets, especially specific moons, because they have different types of gravity and orbits and things of that nature, which is again true to life as well. Like in the galaxy, there's a lot of that. But I also started following a couple of people that stream on Twitch this game pretty regularly. And one of them actually showed me how to go to a Guardian site and get the necessary materials to get the blueprint for what's called the Guardian Frameshift Drive booster. And it actually gives you 10.5 light years more range than the booster or the regular engine. There's also a whole kind of sub-game called Engineering, where you go visit these engineers that can actually trick out your engine or your shields or customize all the different modules in your ship. And I visited a place called Dav's Hope to get some of the materials for that, and a crashed Anaconda. Anaconda's a giant ship. Well, it's not giant, it's a larger ship. And that crashed site had some more of those materials as well. I encountered some material traders that kind of ripped me off for certain things, but again, I didn't really want to use any guns, so I was trying to do the most non-violent way to get those things. But when it came time to do the Guardian sites, unfortunately, Guardian sites are well protected by these drone robotic little flying. They're not really ships, I don't think. I think they're just, I'll call them drones, that shoot at you and really don't want you disturbing the site. So I had to shoot down about 15 or 20 of those through my travels through the site, unfortunately, to get those materials and to get the blueprint to get that. So I have rank now of like 52% harmless or something of that nature in the combat rank. I was trying to keep that at 0 forever. But I don't plan to get any more rank unless I have to go back and get more materials for something. I don't plan to engage enemies in combat or do any type of PvP or anything of that nature. And what I love about this game is that's totally okay. I can play the game however I want to. So as you can see, this is the station I was talking about. It's got these swinging arms with like a hammer at the end of them. And my ship, whether it's on the auto docking or me steering it badly, hits those hammers quite often. Usually it doesn't do enough damage to destroy the ship, but it's really going to be dependent on how hard I hit it and how the spin is going. I did actually have that kill the ship once, so you might get to see that captured on video. Hopefully not. And I really like the landing. I think it's called the Blue Danube. It's the same song that they've actually used in a lot of, I think all of the Elite series of games from as far back as the original Elite that came out, I think in 1983 or 1984. Incidentally, this is the first Elite game that I have played, but I've read up a lot of the history. Now, the last time I was playing, I didn't yet have these tools like this auto docking system. There's also Super Cruise Assist, which you saw when I was trying to get to this location. Those tools let me not have to steer as much. The only thing I have to really look out for are pirates, because if a pirate goes into my ship, I have to play kind of another mini game, which to avoid them and not get blown up. Again, running with no shields causes a little bit of anxiety there. And I could have shields, but I would not have... I'd lose around 32 tons of cargo space, and I'd rather have the cargo space. Making a lot more money that way. So unfortunately, if I go to this screen here, it shows 97% Tycoon because it hasn't updated yet. Every 6th or 7th run through this, it actually updates twice. Because 6 million gives me a percentage. And it's like I said, around 6.9 million that I'm earning each time. So I'm hoping that I will hit 100 either on this next run or the following run. 97% is actually not the correct. See, I hit that ship just slightly. And it's on autopilot. So yeah, 95% all instead of 100%. It can go literally all the way down. I was at 4% one time hobbling, and it was still flyable. So again, don't want to hit those hammers. Also don't want to hit a planet. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place right here. Just fly away from the station. As far away as I can get. Because it doesn't update in real time, it may be a surprise when I hit elite status. What should happen is up in the top corner there's a little envelope icon next to a little chat symbol. That envelope will show that I have one message. Not the chat, but you'll see it when it happens. I open that, it'll tell me that I've hit elite status. I only know that because each rank tells you that. And I have hit all of the other ranks of the trader. So going back to Chun Orbital here. Again, I use the Super Cruise Assist because that way I don't have to worry too much about steering. The other thing is, if you move at 100% speed and don't slow down into certain spots, I believe it's either 6 or 7 seconds before you hit the destination, you actually shoot past the destination. And the Super Cruise Assist allows you to not have that happen. In addition to, again, hands-free, you don't have to worry so much unless a pirate attacks or I have to steer around an object in space. Each of these space stations is orbiting a planet, so their orbit sometimes goes to the dark side of the planet where you have to steer around the planet. So you can't just like sleepwalk through this. There is a little bit of skill and you have to pay attention to the screen. Kind of like real driving, a little bit more safe because there's no one that you're going to hit in the real world. But I guess the route that I'm currently taking is kind of like if you're doing very short destinations in like European Truck Simulator or American Truck Simulator. I'm just shipping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in space instead of on the streets. And thankfully, Chun Orbital right now is at the front side of this planet, the light side closest to the sun, so I'm able to just go ahead and glide right in. Chun Orbital here, just going to wait to dock. You have to be within 7.5 kilometers or closer to request docking permission. I've done that now. Let's see if it's updated yet. So yeah, it's at 99% Tycoon now. Just like I said, sometimes it adds 2%. That's what just happened. So this next run is going to be the run that gets me to 100% and promotes me to Elite Trader. I'm pretty excited for this. The other thing I've tried with, and I will use again in the future, not for cargo missions, is Voice Attack, which is a program that lets you use your voice and kind of some AI macros to do certain actions in the game. So it might be pressing a key or going through a certain sequence of keys. And I purchased a voice pack called Vega by HCS Voice Packs, which uses the voice of Brent Spiner from Star Trek The Next Generation, which is pretty cool. And actually on one of the Twitch channels that I watch, I've won a couple of other packs. I've won a pack called Eden, which is, I don't remember her last name, but her first name is IDUN. And I chose that particular pack because it also has compatibility with No Man's Sky, which is a game that I've been playing a bit in VR as well, and out of VR, of course. The
Scan detected.
other packs that I've won were pets. So I won a ship's cat and a ship's parrot, which interact as well. But for these cargo runs, I usually listen to Spotify and do other things because it's just the same thing over and over again. So I don't use the voice packs for these. As you saw, the autopilot, which is not really a computer autopilot, they've shunned a lot of technology in the 3300s that this game is set in. There's actually someone remote controlling from this space station every time I go to auto docking. So you can blame the person that's probably in that little tower in front of me right now for the hull damage I just incurred.
Immense power down. Greetings, commanders.
But as you can see, 6,600 credits when I'm making 6.9 million credits each time. Not a big deal. The other thing that I'm going to show really quickly is advanced maintenance. A lot of people don't realize this is here, but your ship integrity degrades over time, as does your paint job. The paint job actually directly affects that ship integrity, but you can actually just do quick repairs in there under advanced maintenance as well. So last time we're going to have to do this, I'm going to go ahead and buy 784 polymers.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Please align to your sign.
Hit auto launch here, and we're going to go navigate again to Muri.
Landing restraints lifted. Moderate speed on exit.
And it was kind of a race for me to do this. I've had some busy days with my day job and with other things going on. And this route just reopened Thursday. And I've spent bits of time Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and now early morning Sunday to get this completed. Because I wanted to hit 100% trader before I go on this huge 3-month-long expedition that's going to be over 100,000 light years as long as I'm successful in completing it. What I'm going to be doing is actually scanning planets and solar systems that maybe no one in this game has played through. There's millions of systems and planets, and only a very small portion of them have been explored by humanity so far in the game, because there's so many out there. The jump ranges on the ships vary, the routes that you might take vary. The places I am right now are extremely popular and well trafficked. They're in what's called the bubble of humanity, which is where people have settled. So there's 3 factions in the game. The Alliance, which are kind of an independent, or like me actually, don't want to do a lot of violent acts. they don't even have like military. They just want to encourage trade and common well-being. And then there's the Pilots Federation, which everyone's monitored by and starts out as a part of. They're the ones that kind of watch the ship traffic. They control certain regions as well of the galaxy. And then there's the Empire, which I don't really care for, but, you know, if it's profit or trade, the other route that I was doing, the Shana and Malakudi routes, was directly in Imperial space. So if I look at my rank here, actually I'll do it in a few minutes after I land. If I look at my rank, I do have a fraction of Imperial influence currently. Thankfully, this route is in independent space, so even though unlocking those ranks can unlock special ships and access to permits for specific systems, I prefer playing in an environment where I am directly independent. I will have to go do some Imperial grinding, doing missions and things of that nature for trade, if I want to get specific ships, or if I want to unlock specific systems. I did some of that for the Pilots Federation because the Sol system, or solar system, of course, as we live in, was locked. And here is a pirate. Let's see if we can get away from this guy. Now the Type 9 is terrible at steering for this kind of thing. So let's see if he blows us out of the water or not. Probably not. I think we got this one. So what I hate about this is now we have to turn all the way around and go back this way. It's cool, it's not super far away, but it eats up a couple of extra minutes of gameplay every time that happens. I have only lost that little mini game once, and it was entirely my fault. I lost track of which direction the little escape vector was in. I probably should have there's a way to submit by just slowing your ship down. I probably should have just done that, but instead I failed. And what that does is it makes it so that you can't use your frameshift drive. And I thought, oh, that's cool, I'll just let him shoot at me for a little while and then I'll use the frameshift drive to leave. But it actually malfunctioned the frameshift drive, so it blew up my ship. So that's one of the two casualties I had with the Type 9. And then the other one, of course, I hit the hammer arm of the station. Memories. Things I'll hold for at least a month before I forget about them. But of course, since this is on video, I can always look back at it.
Request approved. Set down on landing pad 25. Automated docking approved. You may now handle the control.
Hopefully the autopilot doesn't get hit by that. It just hit the station. Let's see. Okay, it did not. Yeah, this particular route, the Vasquez de Coronado dock is extremely challenging to fly into. When I had my hauler, I didn't realize I could purchase this auto-docking computer, and I was just flying in manually, and sometimes, depending on the orbit, where it is, how close to the planet it is, it was kind of treacherous. Never lost my hauler, never lost the Type 7, which I did engage the auto-docking computer on by that point. But I will have fond memories of Vasquez de Coronado as the place right now where I'm about to hit Elite Trader status. As soon as I get in and go to the commodities market, and then wait until the system recognizes that I just sold off 6.9 million credits.
Landing gear deployed.
Thank you, and enjoy your stay. Landing successful. Docking restraints engaged. Welcome, Commander.
So this is it.
Facility offers a wide range of services.
Incoming message.
Panel after docking.
Incoming message, just like I said. So if we go here, it's already happened. We actually have 2 messages. First is a promotion to Elite. Love this little fireworks.
Greetings to all visitors. Please alight at your assigned pad, and thank you for choosing this facility.
So cool. So, in recognition of my extraordinary successes in the Pilots Federation, has awarded me the rank of Elite. And with that, I also get a permit to visit Founders World. I don't know how far away that actually is. We'll actually check that out in just a second. But it's pretty cool. I'm super excited that I have
We extend a warm welcome to new arrivals
achieved that in a couple of months of gameplay. Look, if we go over here now, as you can see, my trade rank for the game is Elite. That's the highest rank you can get. For each of these areas, you can play CQC or Close Quarters Combat. As you can see, I'm at Helpless. You can also achieve in the game Combat Rank Elite and Explorer Elite. If you get Combat Rank Elite, Trade Elite, and Explorer Elite, you'll get a special Triple Elite customization decal for your ship. I will probably never have that happen because, again, I'm going to stay as harmless as possible. But one of the things I was talking about earlier is my status with the Federation and the Empire and the Alliance. I have no real affiliation with the Alliance yet. I haven't really done any missions or anything for them. For the Federation, I'm a petty officer because that's how I got the permit for Sol. You had to hit that rank. And for the Empire, I'm an outsider, which is the lowest rank you can have with them. But I did do a couple of missions for them just randomly because it was in the systems that I was working out of. Outside of that, again, I have hit Trade Rank Elite. Up next, I'm going to move from Pathfinder through the different ranks for Explorer into, hopefully, Explorer Elite. So I will record another quick video like this in about 90 days when I come home and to my home system and exchange all of the exploration mapping and cartography data. I'll actually just briefly pull up how to do that. Under Starport Services here, you go to Universal Cartographics. Data that you've acquired over time from different systems you can sell. So depending on the type of planet that you've scanned, the type of stars in the system, and if anyone's ever been there before, you get different bonuses and different cash. I think I have to earn around 160 or 170 million credits to gain Elite status, and I'm hoping to do so in this exploration. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you watched it this far and you're watching it today, there is a sale on the game right now. I think it's $17 US with the Horizons expansion pack, which is a great deal for this game. One of the things I do absolutely have to emphasize, though, is it is extremely challenging to play. So if you get the game, a HOTAS flight stick and throttle might be best, or get used to playing it with an Xbox controller, or struggle along with the mouse and keyboard. Whatever route you take, make sure you practice in the tutorials a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching me ramble for however long this has been. I will be back with more content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself, or play some games like this. And I'll see you next time.